Hi guys, good morning. I hope you're able to hear me. So in the last session, we started talking about how we can create an RDD with different options and by reading data from the files and by using existed RDD, how we can create it that we came across it. Okay, so now I wanted to show you how we are going to, what I wanted to say. I wanted to do the word count. Okay, so if you have a file, then how we can do word count that I'm going to take you through. Before that, let me create a compute. Cluster. So by the time, let me upload the file, word count file here. Let's go to the catalog, BBSS, file store, AD02, source, upload a file. So word count and this taking word count, and this is the name of the file that we have. Let's done it. I have the required file. So let it be available. So guys, if you want to delete the cluster, we can delete the cluster. Okay, there is no use of even deleting here, especially in the community edition. But if it is a Azure Databricks, then you can, there is a purpose for delete, because if you, here it is not going to even work. Okay, so even if I keep the same thing, if you observe, I kept the same thing. With the same name, I kept it. One of them is active. Rest of them two are terminated. Okay, so you can remove it. If you want to delete it, you can delete it here. Okay, so in real time, we don't do it and don't do at the time of real time. Let's go to your notebook. RDD. Now, we uploaded the file. The file name is not exactly this. Okay, that is fine. I wanted to see the list of files. So that we know already how we can take the list of files. dbutils.fs.ls file store AD02 source. Let's execute it. Okay, so this is the name of the file. Just replacing this. Yeah, so from this file, we need to read the data. So in order to read the data, we are going to use this one, right? sc.text file. And you are providing the path of the file .txt. The result, I'm just going to keep it in a RDD1. Now, if you wanted to see what is there inside this RDD1, then you can just go and use collect. RDD1.collect. Okay, so this is the one. So first we are reading the data. Okay, so once you read the data, then you need to split the data based on the comma, with the comma separator, because this entire thing is there as a single list. So if you want to count this, then what you have to do, you need to have this values. Okay, so separately we need to have it. So if this is the case, then what you have to do is you have to split this. Okay, so to split it, let's go to the RD2 equals to RD1 dot map lambda x colon x dot split comma. So I wanted to see, okay, how data is there. Okay, so I'm just keeping this for reference. Okay, so this is the output of this command. Okay, so when you read the data, it is coming like this. When you read the data is coming like this. Okay, so when I use rdd2.correct, how exactly it is going to get, you just observe. It is going to split the data. Now we are going to have a list inside a list. We have a list inside a list. I don't think we require this. You can try from your side how exactly the output is there. Now you can see list inside a list. Just give me 1 minute. I will be back. I'm back. So here I have a list inside a list. This one line is one list. This one line is one list. This one line is one list. Previously, all lines together at one place. And it's a one list. Now once you have done this, then we need to flatten this. We need to flatten this. Okay, so we need to flatten this. To flatten this, it's a comma separator. No, there is a problem here. Let me show you here again. Already one dot collect. Okay, so you have to separate based on the space. This entire list I'm having. Based on the space, we need to separate it. Because if you go with the comma, this entire thing will come into one list. So what you have to do is rdd2 equals to rdd1 dot map lambda x colon x dot split. So not a comma, you have to give a space. So based on the space separator, I wanted to do it. Now if you see what is there inside this RDD2.collect, now you can see each and every word is there. Okay, so separated, this is one word, this is one word, this is one word, this entire thing is one list. So like that it is provided. Okay, so every line is having multiple words in a single list. Okay, so we can see that. Now I wanted to, once you have a words, we need to flatten this. Okay, so each and every word is there separately in a single code, that is fine. Since I'm having a list inside list, it's not possible to count it. So we need to flatten this map. We already know how we can flatten this map. I'm going to say RDD2. Let's say RDD3 equal to RDD2 dot flatten lambda x colon x. Now if we see RDD3 dot collect, we can see the flattened map. All the values are there in a single list. Single list, and every word is separated. You can see previously it was not there like this. Entire line in a single code. But now we have every word. Okay, so word is there. And the next is, for every word, we need to assign one value. Okay, so let's say for example, this is there. I wanted to say one. Is, I wanted to say one. Bhaskar, I wanted to say one. So something like this we need to do it. So this we can call it as a key value pair. So when you go for this, when you go for counting or anything, then we need to make as a key value pair. So now the key is this and value is 1. Now key is and value is 1. And key is Bhaskar and value is 1. So we are going to do as a key value format. As a key value format, we are going to do it. Now just observe here, RDD4 equals to RDD3 dot map lambda x colon key value pair, we need to get it. So key value pair always is going to be in a tuple. Okay, so in a tuple format, it is going to be there. So here key is what? X. And value is 1. Whatever the value is there here, if you wanted to get it, then we have to pass the X. So first it will take this, right? This will go to here. The same thing I wanted to repeat means we need to say X comma 1. We need to give X comma 1. That is what I'm saying. Now if we see RDD4.collect, for every word there is a 1. So once we have done this, then we have to apply a reduce by key. Okay, so reduce function is going to aggregate and gives one, this a total value it is going to give. But we need to take a reduce by key because we have to apply how many times Azure is available, how many times E is available, how many times coding is available. If you wanted to know it, then we have to apply reduce by key. Okay, so reduce by key, I'm just going to apply here. RDD5 equals to RDD4 dot reduce by key. Same lambda x comma y colon x plus y. Okay, I'll tell you this. There are many words. Okay, so that is fine. Okay, so here we have written this lambda x comma y, x plus y, right? This is how we have written. So what is this x value and what is this y value? What is this x value and what is this y value? So when you go for this, when you use this function, what happens is, this is going to first order the data. This is going to group the data. This is going to group the data. For example, I'm just taking Azure for reference. Okay, so I'm just taking Azure. Let's cut this, paste it. Just for my explanation, I'm just taking. But basically, this is how behind the scene it is going to happen. Wherever there is a Azure, I think no, here. No Azure, no Azure. Okay, so next I'm not taking exactly same order. Okay, so I wanted to show at least two values, how it is going to be counted. More data here. Okay, so this is more enough. These two values are more enough. Just imagine it is going to first group the data. When you apply the reduce by key, based on the key, it is going to group the data. Based on the key, it is going to group the data. And now the question is, what is this x and what is this y? When I say x, reduce by key. So do not think that x means this value and y means this value. No, that is not the one. Most of the people will get confusion here. So first it will take a two values. This will go to x and this will go to y. So 1 comma 1 is there in the x. Now x plus 1, that means what? 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 equals to what? 2. And this 2 will be assigned to x. And then this 1 will go to the y. Now in the next iteration, what is the value? So 2 plus 1 equal to 3. And 3 will be assigned to x. Next 1 will go to y. Okay, so 3 plus 1 equal to 4. Now 4 is going to assign to this. So 4 is going to assign to x. Next, this 1 will go to here. 4 plus 1 equal to 5. So 5 will be assigned to same x. Next 1 will go to y. So 5 plus 1 equal to 6. So it is going to give for Azure, the count is 6. Because next value is started a different value, not the same key. So when the moment is started, it is new key, then again these two values will go to the X comma Y. Is everyone clear with this? Everyone clear? Okay, so if you're not, just go through this session again and again. Okay, so it has to be very important. You need to understand this. So X comma Y means this numbers is going to pass. So behind the scene, it is going to aggregate it. I mean to say group the data. After applying the grouping, then it will go for the summarization. So this reduce by key is having group by plus summarization. Now I'm just going to show you how it is going to be executed. Already 5.collect. Now you can see Azure is having 6. Ease is having 5 times. Space is there with 1 time. Okay, so if you want to take out the space, it's a secondary story. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, so all the values are there. Okay, this is the fine. In the last session, we have seen a flat map data. Okay, so let me show you how exactly it was there. The flat map data, we came across it. Here it is. I wanted to see, let me open the file. So for every element last time what we have done, for every element we applied addition to get a 5. For every element we applied addition to get a 5. Right? I mean to say for every item addition 5. We have done it. Now what I wanted to say, to do the same thing, but I wanted to say line by line. Okay, so this is for this line. I'm going to say what I can say. So for this line, you need to have, so 4 lines I wanted to keep as it is. Okay, I don't want to flatten that. Okay, so I wanted to have it, each and everything. So my output should be 4 rows. Okay, so let me read the data from here. I'll tell you when you see the output, how we can apply 5 for each and everything instead of having multiple lines. I mean, as a single list, I wanted to have as a multiple list of it. Because this is one column. Okay, so the first line is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Something like employee number, employee name, job, salaries, something like that you can fill. Okay, so I wanted to do something on top of this. Let's come to here. I'll give a task later. Let me first understand how exactly I'm trying to do it here. Already 1 equals to sc.text file, file store, ADA01, source, flatmap.txt, RDD 1 dot collect. Let's execute it. Something is missed. File store AD01 stores fragment AD02. Sorry. Okay, so I wanted to split based on the comma separator. RDD 2 equals to RDD 1 dot map lambda x colon x dot split based on comma separator. I'm just going to say RDD 2 dot collect. Now this is one item, this is one item, and this is one item, this is one item. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me open this file again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me keep the space as a separator. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is getting something different. First line is there, second line is there. Okay, that is fine. This is one record, this is one record, this is one record. If I wanted to get RDD 3 equals to RDD 2 dot map lambda x colon x of 0. Let me say RDD 3 dot collect. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm just trying to say something. X of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 7, 4, 2, 5, 3, 7, 8. X of 1 is having same values, X of 2 also is having same values. Okay. X of 0. I'll explain. 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. Yeah, this is correct. So I'm just trying to get this order. This values I wanted to get for X of 0. So what is this X of 0? I'll tell you. Okay. So let me do again RDD 2 dot collect. So before that RDD 1 dot collect, if I say, then how data is getting, you just observe. the data is there something like this. In the data source, data is there like this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is one line, 4, 7, 4, 2 is another line. That is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 7, 5, 2, and 5, 7, 7, 8 is getting, 5, 3, 7, 8 is getting another line. So now I'm applying separator based on the comma. So RA2 is having here some result. I wanted to say based on the comma separator, I wanted to split the data. Okay, so each and every word is separated based on the comma. This is one list, you can see. And this is another list. So list of list you are going to get here when you split it. So I'm just simply saying that list of list will get. Okay, so I wanted to see the first line only. Okay, because I wanted to take this entire thing, this part, and second part, third part, and fourth part. So I told you we have a indexing, right? Indexing starts from what? Indexing starts from 0, right? So the first is x of 0. Okay, so I'm just going to say x of 0, something like this. The second is x of 1. The third is x of 3. And x of 2. And this one is x of 3. Okay, you can get whatever the line you wanted to get it. I hope everyone is following with me. Okay, so because everything is one column, 0 is one column, 1 is another column, and 2 is another column. Like that it is going to be there. So since 4 columns are there, x of 4, x of 3 we are going to get. Now I'm just going to say, if I say I need only first column, if I need RDD 3 equals to RDD 2 dot map lambda x colon x of 0 I'm taking. I wanted to take only first column. If I need only first column, then you can say x of 0. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. If I need a second column, then you can say 1. Now you can say 2, 7, 3, 4, 2. 2, 7, 3, 4, 2. I wanted to get all these columns. Okay, so if I wanted to get all these columns, then how we can get it? That we are going to say, we have to keep them in the bracket. If I need only one column, x of 0, then it is fine. But if I need x of 1 also, x of 1, if I need, then if you try to execute it, it will not get executed. You have to keep this together in the tuple. Now, if we execute, it is going to get. So these values are one column values. Okay, the second is the second column values. So I wanted to add for each and every one, I wanted to add as a, say 5, right? So here I can say, I can change this data type, that we know it, int of. In the last session also we have seen, right? Here also I can change int of. Now if you say something is missed, bracket. Now you can see. Now you can apply the addition. Plus 5. And here also plus 5. Now you can see. 1 plus 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is coming. And 4 plus 5. 11 is 4 plus 5 is 9 is coming. Okay, so third value I wanted to get. Then comma x of 2 comma x of 3. Just give that and convert this into int plus 5. The same thing, int of plus 5, close this. Now if you execute, you are having for each and every line. Okay, so row wise is there. Previously, what I have done, you see this result, it is flattened the map, then we applied the aggregates, we applied the addition. But here I don't want to do that. For every row I wanted to have it. So not a single row I wanted to take. So if you need a single row, then you can flatten it since we have all the numbers. But basically you will be having a data in the form of columns. So if that is the case, then how exactly we are going to have, I just wanted to take it through. Okay, so this result again we can back to the file. We can store in the file. How we can store this data into the file, we'll see that later. Writing the data to the file is also important. So here I wanted to give a task. The task is like upload the file flatmap.txt. If file is not uploaded, if it is uploaded, then we don't need it. Okay, and apply addition to every column value with 5. Every column value with 5. Okay, so I'm just going to give my input here. Okay, so when you're feeding the data, we should exclude this symbol as symbol so that it is not going to be treated as a comment. Just for execution, I'm just keeping this. So this is my input and my output is better. I'm just going to do it here. 6 we are going to get. 9. I can take this. Okay, I understand. Let me do one thing. I'll copy again. Otherwise, let me enter it. 1 plus 5 is 6 and 1 plus 2 is 7, 8, and 9. Right? So this one. Next is 9, 12, 5, what is that value? 4 plus 9, and then 7. 9, 9 plus 8, and then 7 plus 5, 12 again. Okay, there may be some addition issues this. So here 5, 13. And next line is 2 plus 5, 7. And 9, 7, 9. That's last line. So 3 plus 5, 8. 5 plus 2, 7. 5 plus 3, 8. 5 plus 4, 9. So this is my output. So if you need like this, then this is how we are going to do it. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Okay, so now I wanted to talk about one function that is get num participants. Basically, when you create a, what we can say, when we create a RDD, we are going to have a partition. The data is going to be partition. So very first function I'm going to talk. Of course, this reduce by key also is part of this RDD only. Map, filter also we are going to come across it, how we can apply the filter. We already seen how we can apply filter at what level. Somewhere we have used, right? In the local object, when I use the local object, we have seen how we can apply the filter here. So the same thing we can also come across even in the going forward also when you read the data from the file systems. Okay, so now I wanted to talk about one function. Let me take this. The function I'm going to talk about is RDD dot get num participants. It is used to get number of participants from RDD. Now RDD is getting created. Let's execute it. And I wanted to say how many number of participants are there. Get num participants. It is going to show you how many number of participants are there. So 2 participants are there. Okay, so 2 participants are there. If you want to increase the number of participants, you can increase the number of participants. The default number of participants it is taking 2. Okay, so how can you increase number of participants by yourself. While reading data from the file, you can increase number of partitions. Okay, so this is one approach. Okay, so there is a few more other approaches also there. Okay, so what I can say, let me give in a different way. There are 3 ways are there to increase number of partitions. Before that, based on number of blocks in the source, number of partitions will be created. So that means, so how exactly these partitions are going to be created here, how this flow is coming is, because my data source, I mean this is the file that you're having, that file is having 2 blocks. Okay, so if the number of blocks is 2, then there will be 2 partitions. If there is a number of blocks is 2, then there will be 2 partitions. Okay, so I'm just saying, if the file is divided into 2 blocks in the data source, then there will be 2 partitions in the RDD. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so, but if you want to increase the number of partitions, you are having 2, but I wanted to make this 10. Okay, so for some reason, for better performance, something like that. So if that is the case, what are the different ways are there to increase the number of partitions? Okay, so there are 3 ways to increase the number of partitions. One is, while reading data from the file or while creating RDD. So we can say while creating RDD also. That means with sc.text file is there, right? Parallelize function. With parallelize function also you can increase it. You can increase the number of partitions. I'll show you how exactly it is going to be there. The second way is by using what is that function? I forgot that function. I think it is repartitioning is there, one function, and other function is catchy, or I'm not able to get this trigger. Let me write array partition is one function. There is a function called repartition function. I'm suspecting this naming standard. Okay, so let's say it is a catchy at this point of time. And mostly it is same by using catchy. Okay, so we need to know about this 2 functions also. Okay, if you wanted to increase the number of partitions or decrease the partitions. Okay, so if I go here, it's little difficult to understand which date, I mean to say, this is fine, we can keep this also. If at all if you're not able to understand, I'll go for different approach to show this particular options. Okay. So 100% there will be a question between that, this particular situation. We want to increase the number of partitions, so we can do it. How can you get the number of partitions? To get the number of partitions, we are going to use this getNum function. Somewhere I've written. Yeah, here it is. So getNum function, getNum reading data from the file, you can increase the number of partitions. While reading data from file, okay, we can take out this because we are writing here itself, right? So we can take it out. Now this particular function is going to show how many number of partitions are there. Now if you observe, there are two partitions are there, right? Two are getting. So here I'm just going to say, before that I wanted to see what data is there in the partitions. Okay, I wanted to see what data is there in the partition. To see what data is there in the partition, we are going to use the function called add.gloom. There is a function called gloom. It is used to get which data is stored in which partition. Which data is stored in which partition. We are saying two partitions, right? Here I am having two partitions. How do you know what data is there in the partitions? So if you wanted to know that, I wanted to say rd1.gloom.collect. Now let's execute it. Okay, so this entire thing is one partition. And this entire thing is another partition. Okay, so I'm just going to save this. Let me take a copy of this. Just for understanding, I'm just bringing them into the next lines. Okay, so this is partition 1 and this is partition 2 because two partitions are. Okay, so what I'm saying is the below output is stored data partition wise. Partition 1 and partition 2 because two partitions are there. Now I'm just going to make this as a 10 partitions. Okay, so I wanted to make this as a 10 partitions. To make this 10 partitions, I'm just going to say, let me take this. Increase number of partitions up to 10. So if this is the case, then what I have to do is, in this particular place, I'm just going to say 10. Now, if I wanted to say how many number of partitions are there, already one dot get num partitions. I'll execute this gloom function later. Let's execute up to here. Okay, so I have to say 11 partitions. I say 9. Why it is 10? 10 is when I say 10, it is going 11. Now sure. Okay, so let me see what data is there in the partitions. There are many empty partitions also. Okay, let me say, I'm just saying data. Data.get num partitions. Okay, 1100, that is fine. Okay, so there are many empty partitions also there. Okay, I'm just going to make this as a 5 partitions. Five is better. Okay, I'm just going to make this as a 5. Okay, so 5 partitions are there. I'm just taking a copy of this. So this is partition 1 data. I'm just bringing it like this. This entire thing is partition 1. And next line, this is partition 2, partition 3, partition 4, and partition 5. So like that, you are going to have a partition. So you can increase the number of partitions if you want to increase it. So while reading the data. Okay, so the first option we have seen, and how we can increase the number of partitions with repartition and cache. I hope this is a cache only that we are going to see in the tomorrow session. If you want to increase the number of partitions or decrease the number of partitions, we can use them. Okay, so sometimes there is a chances to increase and sometimes there is a chances to decrease the number of partitions. Okay, so I'll talk about that on tomorrow's session. Then we are going to say, if I have a data in the employee file, we have seen, right, in Data Factory, we come across employee.csv file. So if you wanted to deal with that kind of data, then how we are going to do it, that I'm going to take you through in the next session. So I'm stopping here. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Good morning, sir. So I have one doubt, sir. So we just started practicing related to some other so we can start it. So I have one too. So right now we are doing RTD.
Okay.
So this is for only unstructured data. To process unstructured data.
Yes.
So
we can also process structured also.
Okay. Structured it will easy, but unstructured also.
Yeah,
okay. So what about using high level APIs like data frame?
That is data frame. Data frame mostly we are going to use it for structure and semi-structure. Okay, going forward, we will see that, Ara? Yeah, when we are going to see. Okay, so all these two types like data frames and RDD are mainly used in the regular scenarios. Yes. RDD is now people have started reducing usage. But if you are having already existed projects, if you are going to work with that particular old API, then this will be helpful. And one more thing is you can get an opportunity like how we can write a Python code in the RDD. Okay, so I can skip this, but I don't want to do that because if at all if you're having whole application to work, then it's difficult. Okay. Okay, so after doing all these transformations, if you want to make a structure to this, you're getting this word count. If you see, I wanted to say word name and count. In the output, I wanted to store like that. So this one is not readable, right? If you store the data like word in the word count, then it will be easy. Which word is more times it is getting. You can analyze. So that means we can, on top of this, we can have a data frame. We can change this data to data frame. then it is going to be much more readable.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, we'll say that.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that's all I have, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, anyone else, guys? Okay, then I'm stopping here. We'll see you.